In the face of layoffs, cutbacks, debt, and criticism, should Disney reboot Star Wars? After 10 years of, to be kind, mixed results, would you change the mouse's approach to what was, and I believe could be again, the most valuable entertainment franchise in the world? Disney finds itself in choppy waters without a paddle at the moment. Yes, Avatar: The Way of Water sold a few tickets. Yes, Season 3 of The Mandalorian is days away. If Mando 3 soars, my question will be forgotten for a time. But the US economy is not at its best. The MCU has lost momentum. The recently acquired Fox IP haven't resurfaced in movies or shows. Disney appears to be losing the streaming wars. Disagreements are reportedly taking place in its boardroom. Lucasfilm, purchased over a decade ago, hasn't paid for itself with films, series, and theme park rides. In the mid to late 1970s, oil crises, inflation, divisive politics, proxy wars, do these troubles sound familiar? Well, they didn't prevent Star Wars from sweeping the globe. Would a reboot produce a similar effect? Welcome to Galactic Initiative. I'm your host, Jeff, and I realize my question is unrealistic. Some will no doubt shake their heads with disgust at it. They shun all things Disney. This camp refuses to contemplate any eventuality with Star Wars under Disney. It's not open to debate. Others will ask about my loyalties because they're more satisfied with Star Wars now than before. They love the sequel trilogy, DEI, Imagine Tomorrow, Phase 4, and Pixar's current era.
Finally, those capitalist pigs will pay for their crimes, eh?
Again, no debate. Still, others will assert meaningful headway isn't possible while Kathleen Kennedy remains. To them, my question is premature. Despite certain groups unwilling to consider it, I think the question is fair. On one hand, the first decade yielded Rogue One, The Mandalorian, Fallen Order, Andor, and Rebels. On the other hand, it birthed the sequel trilogy Kenobi, The Book of Boba Fett, The High Republic, Resistance, The Bad Batch, Battlefront MTX, YA novels, and countless Marvel comics for modern audiences. A few projects like Solo, Tales of the Jedi, Visions, and The Clone Wars final season walked the line. Before you praise the Siege of Mandalore, recall the Martez sisters, please. Costs continue to rise and returns continue to fall. Star Wars, a film franchise, will not have films in the foreseeable future. Why return to the sequel trilogy's carcass for no benefit? Why throw good money after bad? A hard reboot would go backward to go forward. It would eliminate most, if not all, failures to date. Through an official declaration and/or a plot twist in a high-profile project, most Disney works would be excommunicated.
Wiped clean by the wrath of God.
In my opinion, this step is nigh impossible. Disney won't admit any mistakes. An erasure would be viewed as a confession. It would further diminish investors' confidence and trigger the progressive media. Though I long for it, I don't see The Last Jedi's decanonization as a realistic possibility. The alternative is a soft reboot. It would allow Disney to pick and choose, to build on successes and end futilities. By shunning official statements that bring accountability, the corporation could simply stop producing its losers to focus on its winners and new plans in Lucas style. Think of it as the Rian Johnson trilogy approach. Bad announcements just fade with years. Postponed. Galaxy's Edge would close briefly for renovations. Yes, the stunning and brave media would try to protest, but if fans were happy, if Star Wars returned to form, their complaints would have no audience. Those who favor a reboot often discuss the world between worlds to fragment the Star Wars galaxy, a multiverse tactic. Once relegated to an unpopular timeline, Disney's sequels and such would wither absent releases to sustain them. It's possible, however, unlikely. Some will argue this course doesn't fit the definition of reboot, that it wouldn't be a fresh start. Feel free to assign a different descriptor or title, but consider it. Let's not miss the point for the sake of labels. So, faced with a decision, what would you do? Would you administer a hard reboot, a soft one? Are either possible, or would you stay the course? Let me know in the comments section. Thank you for watching. Check out Galactic Initiative for all things Star Wars.
Galactic Initiative is not authorized or endorsed by Lucasfilm Limited. The name Star Wars and all related materials are registered trademarks of Lucasfilm Limited, a subsidiary of the Walt Disney Company, all rights reserved. Galactic Initiative is a registered trademark and other product and company names are trademarks of their respective holders. Use does not imply affiliation or endorsement.